carry me home to the ocean. The river and the road take me home to the ocean. The friends in my life, like stars in the sky, leave the lights on. I'm trying to get back home. The river keeps on.
Join us this week when we feel like we're being invaded by aliens and then realize we have last-minute boat issues which require us to pull it out of the water.
With just days to go before our planned departure to the Bahamas, we ended up having to pull the boat out of the water because one of our sail drives had salt water in it. We had to get underneath and figure out what was going on. It turned out that there was fishing line wrapped around the prop and actually ruined one of the seals, allowing seawater to get into the sail drive. Fortunately, this was all covered under warranty, and we were quickly back in the water. The last-minute preparations continue as Warrior finally gets her name put on the boat and Beth goes provisioning.
Y'all, shopping for this boat excursion is stressing me out. It's not my strong suit. I mean, as it is, I go to the grocery store 3 times a week probably. I live so close that I can just pop by, forget any item that I forget for a recipe, make it happen.
While I head home for one last treatment in Colorado, Beth continues to provision, and the Amazon packages keep on coming. And we have dinner with our buddy boat before we head out.
Hey everyone. So Landon had this great idea about just everybody shooting a personal video just with their thoughts before we head out. So tomorrow, knock on wood, we will be heading toward the Bahamas, and it's been a painful experience getting everything ready to go. You're not gonna lie, man. You hemorrhage money trying to get the boat where it needs to be, provisioned, and all the safety gear that you hopefully will never have to use. Just small things that break through no fault of really anybody's, but everybody jokes, that owning a boat is basically always putting money into it. I know the acronym stands for something I can't remember right now, but there's certainly some truth to that. Even a new boat, a lot of people think, I'm going to buy a new boat and I won't have all those problems the old boats do, and that's just not true. So, but we are finally, fingers crossed, heading out tomorrow morning. We'll probably get started from here around 5:20 a.m. We'll be meeting up with the buddy boat, some good friends of ours, which is another crazy story I'll get into at some point. But and we will head across from Port Everglades, which is outside of Fort Lauderdale, and go to Cat Key, which is in Bimini. Should take us about 8-ish hours. Tomorrow's weather is no wind, which for a sailboat isn't super exciting, but a lot of times you get an easterly from the Bahamas and you're head into it, and so it should be a fairly chilled crossing. I think wind is like 5 knots or something like that. So unfortunately we'll have to motor probably all the way there, and maybe we can motor sail at some point, and then we'll once we get to Bimini, we'll check in and then maybe get this adventure started even more so.
So I'm laying here the night before we roll out. I just so many thoughts running through my head. Oh my goodness. It's been, 20 years since we've been talking about this, so in some ways it almost doesn't seem like reality, like it could be a possibility. But I'm stressed a little bit as well too. The closer it's gotten, and today I turned over my car to my friend Alina in Miami. I was like, wow, and my sense of freedom. I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm getting ready to go on a boat and have freedom to go anywhere, but the ability to hop in my car and go somewhere, run an errand or two, or just do whatever seems so weird to me to not have that, I guess, ability to do that. So that felt weird, and also made me feel like if that I only have 42 feet, I can get away from the people in my boat. And I love my people. I even like them, which I think is more important, actually. But there may be a chance when I need to just get away. So that kind of worries me a little bit. I'm very gregarious, and my two boatmates are so excited. Like, I think they could literally be on the boat all the time and never leave me totally happy. For me, I feel like the four walls will start closing around me. But I'm excited.
Tomorrow is finally the day we take off. Oh, it's been long and hard, definitely. But it is finally here.
24 hours before we were supposed to leave, we were all awakened by a bilge alarm going off. It ended up that we had a leak on our port forward locker that was caused by a clogged drain. You could see the water pouring in here, and in the generator compartment, you can see there's 3 to 4 inches of water just sitting there. Nothing like a little stress less than 24 hours before we're supposed to depart.
So what we're waiting for now is the bridge opening, our first bridge on our first passage. Even got one of the puppers up here. It's Go Dark 30.
Going through the motions, I'm dreaming of the ocean as I swim above a riverbed. Life is so fraudulent. Towel off my guilt as I shuffle through the silt. Draw a line in the sand, wonder where I should stand. I don't wanna be the one who's loose with all the bad news.
Well, we're finally on our way. A little bit of a hiccup early on, but I don't think I even told you this, Beth, but the starboard engine wouldn't start. So we were rushing to get that fixed. They had to flip a breaker, so I'm sure the guys that were working on it yesterday shut the breaker off, or I don't know what they did. But anyways, we figured that out. And then now we are checking out this beautiful sunrise. Got doggies landing up front, enjoying the view. And over there's our buddy boat, Valexi. We are just about 50 minutes outside of Bimini. You can actually see it already, and it seems much closer than 50 minutes, but nonetheless, it's a pretty uneventful crossing. The seas were super, super calm, so we motored the whole way. It's like 56 nautical miles, I believe. So the downside to that is we had to use our fuel. The upside to that is made for pretty easy crossing today. So not bad for a first start to this journey. So. All right, we're coming into the channel of Bimini, near Alice Town, I believe, and got our buddy boat right in front of us, leading the way, and yeah, we're super excited to finally get in this kind of water. Yeah, just amazing. So, the first thing you have to do when you get to, really any country, but in the Bahamas, is go to immigration and then at customs. So immigration is a little bit further down the street here, and then we'll turn around and go back to customs. But hopefully we got everything checked off correctly. We'll have to fill out some immigration forms, but yeah, just all new process. So it's been a bit of a comedy of errors, honestly. Just small stuff, but things like the anchor isn't locking and continues to let out chain, and so got to fix that. Seems like the clutch is tightened all the way, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And then, just getting the line fouled in the prop of the dinghy and having to get a mask and all that kind of stuff. So, but we're here in Bimini, so no complaints. All right, so a little bit of the waiting game now. I'm in immigration. I feel like my old Air Force days, sitting in a dank hallway. So, but the lady seems very nice, so fingers crossed.
After checking into the Bahamas, we sailed a bit further and then anchored in the Great Bahama Bank in the middle of nowhere. Here we witnessed a pretty unusual phenomena. At first we thought, somewhat seriously, somewhat joking, we're getting invaded by aliens. As it turns out though, it was actually a SpaceX rocket that had launched from Florida. I still can't figure out the angle, but nonetheless it was a pretty cool sight to see. All right, day 2. Somewhere between Bimini and Eleuthera. Well, this is day 2. Seems like the days last forever, which is what I said about going sailing. I want the days to drag on. What I mean by that is I want to spend as much time as I possibly can with my wife and daughter. No matter, where life takes us or where my health takes us, I want every day to last forever. And these 2 days have been a long time, so that's what I asked for. We made it across to, almost there, anyways. Over to Andros Island in the deeper water. So it's hot and no wind. How hot it is, it's hot. And the wind doesn't help, or the lack of it doesn't help, both from a sailing perspective as well as cooling down. The upside to it is the water is pretty flat, so just running the diesels and sucking money out of my tanks. But overall, it's been good. Is it raining? Like hail. Like what? Hail. Oh, hail, no.
Not like that.
With weather moving in from the east, we ended up catching 2 mahi, both our buddy boat and our boat. Less than 36 hours sailing, we caught our first fish. Truthfully, I had no idea what I was doing, as I'd never gone fishing before. Fortunately, our buddy boat had someone on board that knew exactly what to do.
Lando, you want to go?
I don't know what we're going to do when Roy's not here.
Wrap off. We get rid of the skin first. Okay. All the other fish, I don't do that. Okay. But on mahi, you get rid of the skin
she'll
first.
stay over there so you can help. Just tell her to stay over there.
Give it a little chiropractic here. Straighten her out.
Wants to watch too. Hold on.
This is a female because the head is curved. The males are blockheads. They're literally like a big square head like this.
Oh, I see.
And this is only really important with mahi because it's a nightmare to get the skin off of this fish.
Is it?
This is the best way to do it. With other fish, groupers and snappers, you don't have to do this.
Now, once they're dead,
Join us on our next episode, where tragedy strikes the life warriors and our lives are changed forever.
Run, run, river, carry me home to the ocean. take me home to the ocean.
Thanks for the sound effects.
The friends in my life, like stars in the sky, leave the lights on. I'm trying to get back home. The river keeps on flowing to the ocean. The angels above me, they sing that they love me.